24 Surprising travel facts that'll make you see the world in a whole new light. Here's 24 travel facts that are certain to shock and surprise. 1. The world's longest commercial flight took around 30 hours. The so-called double sunrise service by Qantas, which ran from Australia to Sri Lanka from 1943 to 45, often lasted over 30 hours, with passengers seeing the sunrise twice. Today the longest commercial flight is the Singapore Airlines Singapore to New York route, with an average journey time of 17 hours and 50 minutes. 2. The shortest commercial flight takes less than 2 minutes. Incredibly, the shortest commercial flight operating between the neighboring islands of Westray and Papa Westray in Scotland's Orkney Islands takes around 1.5 minutes, with the fastest recorded flight taking less than 50 seconds. 3. Japanese railways hand out certificates for delays of more than 5 minutes. Japanese trains, reputedly the most punctual in the world, issue passengers with a delay certificate if a train is running more than 5 minutes behind schedule. 4. The most expensive airport-to-city taxi ride costs around $190. Any budget traveler worth their salt attempts to avoid airport taxis at all costs, but anyone keeping an eye on their finances should certainly avoid jumping in a cab from Tokyo's Narita Airport. 5. India's trains transport roughly 23 million passengers each day. That's the entire population of Australia. Additionally, if laid out in a single line, the tracks from India's railway network could circle the world 1.5 times. 6. Saudi Arabia has no rivers. The country in the Arabian Peninsula has no permanent rivers. It is one of the 17 countries in the world without a single river flowing through it. 7. In Ethiopia, the current year is 2013. Ethiopia maintains its own calendar, which, due to a difference in the perceived date of the Annunciation, the proclamation of the birth of Christ, is 7 to 8 years behind the Gregorian calendar, which is used as standard across most of the world. In Ethiopia, the new year also begins on either August 29th or August 30th. 8. It is the same time at both ends of China. Despite spanning 5 geographical time zones, China only has one set time, which is observed throughout the country. China's standard time is UTC +8. 9. The UK has the world's longest country name. The UK's official title of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland makes it the longest recognized country name in the world. 10. Alaska is both the westernmost and easternmost state in the USA. Alaska's Aleutian Islands are actually located west of the 180th meridian, the line that divides the eastern and western hemisphere, making it the only U.S. state to be partly located in the eastern hemisphere. 11. The most ordered meal on Deliveroo, a leading takeout app, in 2019 was a Hawaiian dish of raw fish. Of all the restaurants served by the app, which operates in over 200 cities around the world, the most ordered meal was the Poke Signature Super Protein, a Hawaiian dish with raw fish as the core ingredient, from Restaurant Pakawa in the city of Paris. 12. Russia only classified beer as an alcoholic drink in 2011. 13. Pilots and co-pilots do not eat the same meal before a flight. As part of standard convention, pilots and co-pilots do not eat the same food before a flight in case of food poisoning or worse. If one of the pilots is incapacitated, unable to leave the bathroom, then the other pilot can take over. 14. Banana is a popular pizza topping in Sweden, often paired with curry powder, believe it or not. 15. Instant noodles topped a Japanese poll of the country's greatest inventions of the 20th century. 16. Despite what people say, the Great Wall of China is not visible from space. Even from low Earth orbit, the structure requires magnification to be seen by the human eye. 17. The Eiffel Tower was initially greatly disliked by the Parisian art community upon opening. The iconic tower was labeled as monstrous and ridiculous after it was unveiled to the world. 18. The scenic Great Ocean Road that sweeps along the coast of Victoria, Australia, is actually a war memorial. Built by soldiers and dedicated to those who lost their lives in WVVI, the road serves as the largest war memorial in the world. 19. Sudan has more ancient pyramids than Egypt. Sources vary, but Sudan is claimed to be home to around 250 pyramid structures that were built by the rulers of the ancient Kushite kingdoms between 2500 BC to 300 AD. Egypt is thought to have just over 100 pyramids. 20. The minarets of the Taj Mahal lean outwards slightly. 21. There are currently 320,000 people learning Klingon, the fictional language featured in television show Star Trek, on language app Duolingo. 22. On the island of Yap, a state of Micronesia, rocks are used as currency. Each rock's worth is based on its size and its history, where it came from. Though US dollars have now started to be used for everyday purchases on the island, rocks are still used for ceremonial transactions, during weddings, for example. Yap also uses turmeric, shells, and cloth as official currency. 23. If it was as densely populated as New York City, the entire world's population could fit into the US state of Texas. 24. You don't need to wait an hour after eating before you can swim safely. Despite what your mother always told you, there is no medical data that suggests you can't swim on a full stomach. It can, however, feel uncomfortable and potentially lead to a feeling of nausea. So it's best to take a short pause after polishing off your sandwich before you go crashing into the surf.